Airports are supposed to be places of beginnings, families hugging goodbye, lovers reuniting, children pressing their faces against giant glass windows as planes roar across the runway. But behind the bright lights, polished floors, and smiling airline staff, airports can also hide some of the darkest crimes imaginable. And for nearly 3 years, one man used an international airport like his personal hunting ground. No one noticed until it was too late. On a humid evening in July, 26-year-old Alma Mensa rolled her suitcase into the departure hall. She had just received a nursing contract abroad and was leaving the country for the first time. Her mother cried as they hugged near the airline counter. "Call me when you land," her mother whispered. Alma smiled. "I will." She passed through security, waved once more, and disappeared into a restricted area. That was the last confirmed moment anyone ever saw her. When her flight landed hours later, Alma wasn't on the passenger list. Her phone was switched off. Her luggage never boarded the aircraft. Airport security assumed she had simply missed a flight and left the terminal. Her family insisted something was wrong. But with thousands of travelers moving to the airport every day, Alma's disappearance quietly slipped into the background. For months, there were no answers. Hidden within the airport's complex system of hallways and service tunnels worked Daniel Kofi, a quiet baggage handler in his late 30s. Daniel had worked at the airport for almost 9 years. He knew every corridor, every maintenance door, every blind spot in the security cameras. To passengers, baggage handlers are invisible. They move bags. They disappear into service elevators. They push carts across the runway. But Daniel had discovered something far more valuable than luggage. He had discovered how easy it was to make a person vanish inside an airport. 8 months after Alma disappeared, another traveler vanished. Michael Turner, a British engineer traveling for a mining project, checked in for a late-night flight. Security footage showed him walking toward immigration. Then the cameras lost him. His family reported him missing when he never arrived in London. Airport officials again suspected he had simply missed his flight and left the terminal. But investigators noticed something disturbing. Michael's suitcase had already been checked and loaded, which meant he never intended to leave the airport. Someone had stopped him. Detective Inspector Kwame Adu from the Criminal Investigations Department was assigned the case after the British Embassy requested assistance. At first, the airport insisted there was no sign of criminal activity, but Kwame requested months of security footage. The footage told a strange story. 2 people disappeared from the same section of the terminal, both late at night, both after passing through security. And each time, a baggage cart appeared nearby, pushed by the same man, Daniel Kofi. But nothing on the footage showed Daniel committing any crime. Just working, just moving luggage, just another airport employee doing his job. Still, something felt wrong. One night, investigators decided to search the maintenance tunnels beneath the baggage handling area. These tunnels were rarely used and mostly forgotten by airport staff. Deep inside one of the corridors, officers noticed something strange. A door sealed with a heavy chain. When they forced it open, a wave of foul air rushed out. Inside the small storage room were 2 large industrial crates. And inside the crates, human remains. The room fell silent. One of the officers whispered, "Dear God." Forensic testing confirmed the bodies belonged to Alma Mensa and Michael Turner. The airport had unknowingly been sitting on a murder scene for months. Police arrested Daniel Kofi the next morning as he arrived for his shift. At first, he denied everything, but the evidence was overwhelming. Investigators discovered he had used fake transportation requests to lure travelers into restricted areas, claiming there was an issue with their baggage or documentation. Because he wore an official airport uniform, victims trusted him. He would guide them through staff-only corridors, where cameras were limited. That was where he attacked them. Afterward, he hid their bodies in unused storage rooms within the service tunnels. His motive? Money. Daniel had been stealing valuables, credit cards, and foreign currency from travelers before disposing of them. But investigators later believed some of the crimes were not just about robbery. Daniel had become addicted to the power of making people disappear in a place no one expected danger. When the story broke, the public was horrified. Passengers had always believed airports were among the most secure places in the world, but the investigation revealed disturbing flaws. Several security cameras in service corridors were not monitored. Employees were rarely checked when moving between restricted areas. Maintenance tunnels had not been inspected for years. Daniel had exploited these gaps with chilling precision. During the trial, families of the victims filled the courtroom. Alma's mother sat silently, clutching a photograph of her daughter in a nurse's uniform. When the verdict was finally delivered, Daniel Kofi showed no emotion. He was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole, but the damage had already been done. Lives destroyed. Families left with unbearable questions. Airports remain among the most secure places in modern society. Yet this case exposed a frightening truth. Sometimes the greatest threats don't come from outside the airport. They come from the people who know it best. The ones who walk through its hidden corridors. The ones who know which doors no passengers are meant to see. And sometimes, those doors lead somewhere no one ever comes back from. If you found this story gripping, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more chilling true crime stories every week. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new case. What do you think? Could something like this really happen inside a modern airport today? Or were there warning signs people ignored? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take.